Hello, it's George with Watchman German Shepherds. We're going to do a video of how to prepare for a litter of puppies. We have Rosa here, and she is getting ready any day. My wife says today. She's definitely close. We'll talk about some of the signs there, but while we're here in the whelping box, in the whelping room, you see I have that heat lamp there, and I have a moving pad as the bedding, and under there is the vinyl floor. And so if you notice the whelping box, what I did is I made a whelping box out of shelving because it's already finished, and then I just put 2x3s around the top and then down about 3 inches off of the base or the floor. This way the puppies, they tend to gravitate to the outside. They have a little shelter there, a little safety if the mom, as they do, tuck themselves. You see Rosa right here, tucking herself in the corner, while the puppies would have some space there, right? So that's the intention of the design there. It's very effective. And so that's pretty much the whelping box. They're easy to make. I think this box was maybe $25. For the materials, again, I used some shelving, which is already finished. It's easy to clean and very easy to put together, right? So this box is 4x6. Yeah, 4x6. I'm thinking here as I'm checking it out there. So yeah, definitely 4x6, and it's a good size box. I've had 5x5, I've had 4x4, I've had 3x4, and so this 4x6 really is suitable. It's good for the moving blanket as far as the size of that goes, but it's also plenty of room for the mom to move around. The heat lamp on one end, the puppies can, and they will, even from 1 day old, 2 days old, they will gravitate to the heat lamp, or if they're too warm, they'll go to the other end. So the box is really, I find, a good size, having been through a few different boxes, as I said. So let's talk about the supplies a little bit, right? I have a thermometer here and some scissors, Vaseline. We'll start with those. The thermometer, if you check the female, check her temperature when she's getting close. And once that temperature drops below 99, they say the female will deliver within 12 to 24 hours. That's a good rule of thumb, right? Everything's a rule of thumb. We'll talk about that a little more. But rule of thumb, the thermometer, the puppy's temperature will drop a little bit. Next supply, we have the gloves. I don't really wear them. I figure once everything gets going, the gloves initially are sanitary, but if you have them on a minute or two and you get messy with the blood and everything that comes out when the puppy's born, well, your gloves aren't too sanitary anymore. So, but that's my opinion. You can wash your hands if you want constantly or whatever, but as far as sanitation goes, well, it's, I don't think it's really that effective. That's my opinion. The hydrogen peroxide, that's good for sanitizing the scissors, which are for cutting the umbilical cord. If the mom gets too excitable, which that happens, and then nibbling, they nip with their little front teeth, not with the canines, with the little front middle teeth at the umbilical cord close down to the puppy's belly, and that's okay. They don't leave a big tag of an umbilical cord, but you don't want them to get too close, and especially the first puppy, they tend to get very excitable, and they may go a little too low there, and that's not good. And so if you see that, especially the first puppy where the moms are really excitable and maybe nervous for that initial puppy, especially the first puppy, first litter, I would keep an eye on the mom there in that regard, and maybe just step in and cut the cord yourself. Towels and face cloths. I like to have a lot of towels on hand. I cut them in half. The face cloths are great to help clean up and dry up the puppy. I just throw them out. I don't bother cleaning them. I get a dozen of them is good for one litter, and they're just a few dollars. You can get 12 or 10 face cloths for less than $10. as opposed to paper towels. They're cheaper, but they're not as durable, and so they're good to have them around for little messes maybe that you can just swipe up quick. But for drying the puppies and cleaning up the puppies, I find the face cloth is the best thing. Then you can see I have a few extra moving pads on hand and a bunch of towels. And normally what I do, I'll swing back around here to the whelping box, is I don't leave a moving pad in there initially, because the moms, and it's one of the signs that they're getting close, they start to nest. They dig and dig or burrow. They scratch, 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 and while they scratch holes in these moving blankets real quick. So what I do for that initial stage is I put down a couple of these towels, and the mom scratches the linoleum, and that's okay. She's not going to scratch through it. But when the first puppy is born, a second puppy, third puppy, then I switch to the moving pad, because the mom now at that point is not really nesting or burrowing too much. She's more intent and mindful of what's going on with the puppy. So it's up to you. In either regard, the kennel is very warm, or the whelping room here is very warm between that lamp, and I have the heater up there. This room is quite comfortably warm for any of the puppies, and so you don't have to worry about the floor being too cold. And so whatever your particular situation as far as that goes, just be mindful the puppies have to be warm, and if you have a floor that's not going to be warm, then you put down a moving pad. Some people use a really expensive area rug. I've seen that, and they're good as far as being durable. The moms are not going to scratch through it, right? But then you have to clean it, right? It gets that total mess. The blood is just like all over the place. And so I'm not sure how they clean those, but I do see breeders use them. And I'm just saying that to you because I've seen it. I have not done it because I know there would be a big mess to clean after the first puppy even, never mind if the mom has 6, 8, or 9 puppies. That would be a whole thing there. And so my thing, moving pads, they're cheap enough. You can change them out, 5, 6, 7 pads. You won't need that many for the birthing thing there. Maybe every 3 or 4 puppies change the pad. Just takes a minute. I keep a laundry basket on hand. I don't have it in here, but I keep it on hand, and I put a towel on the bottom. I put the puppies in there, get the mom out of the box. Then I go ahead and change the moving pad and put everybody back in there. So it's pretty quick. So a little bit of the supplies, the box, and some of the other stuff that I showed you there as far as preparation. And then some of the signs, right? So when the mom starts to do a couple of things, you may know that she's getting real close, besides your own scheduling, keeping track of the breeding. And typically 61, 63 days, they say between 58 and 67 days. So you don't want them to go before 58 or after 67. If you have a vet, spend a little money and get the mom checked out along the way. I do a 30-day, typically pregnancy confirmation. They do an ultrasound, and then about 55 days we do an x-ray to see if we can get a puppy count. A puppy count x-ray is not always 100%. It's hard sometimes to see every last puppy, but you can get a good idea. So if you see 6 in the x-ray and the mom only delivers 5 puppies and then nothing 3, 4, 5 hours, well, if you see 6 and you see 6, then you know there's another one in there. So in that way it's good, but in the other way, as far as knowing the exact amount, I find it not reliable in that way. So can't hurt to have it done and to have some idea. And so a couple of the signs there, besides just knowing the main time frame that you're dealing with, the mom will start to have a loss of appetite. Usually I notice that within 24 hours or even closer, 18, 24 hours before delivery. And then even a week before, the moms will get smaller stools. 3, 4, 5 days. I've seen even a week where the stools are just smaller. They're clearing out their colon and just preparing for the whole thing. Now those are signs, right? But sure signs, I make a distinction there, because sure signs that whelping or the puppies are going to come soon is the panting. That's a definite sure sign, because that's labor. And the next thing that follows that heavy panting will be the contractions. And so panting, and that'll give way to contractions, and then you're going to have a puppy. And if you don't have a puppy, well, you have an emergency, so you need to go to the veterinarian right then. So within, they could do contractions, a little series, maybe 3 or 4 involuntary contractions. They should be pushing out a puppy. You can keep a close-up eye there, and hopefully puppy will come right on out there. Then the actual whelp or the puppy, when it is born, you want to watch the mother. I mentioned this a little bit, especially the first time with the first puppy. You will see much of the mother's temperament in full action there. And so if they tend to be a little more maybe nervous or whatever, that's normal. But the thing that you really want to watch is they don't get too overwhelmed with the whole process. And so what you want to do is just tell them it's okay, good girl, and console them. They're listening to you. They know if you're like getting nervous too, so take control. Totally be telling the mom again, it's okay, good girl. I like to make the kiss sound, and those things there reassure the mom that you're there and things are in control, even though for her it gets a little hairy there again, especially the first puppy, the first litter, the first puppy. That's really, so like Rosa here, she's had, I want to say 3 litters. She's 4.5 years old, so she's experienced, although again with that first puppy of this litter, I'll be watching her. And so that excitable or nervous stuff, just talk to them. Then you want to watch that they don't bite the cord. I mentioned that a little bit already. Too close or too aggressively cleaning up the puppy. Again, just reassure them, tell them it's okay, and you step in, you have your face cloths ready, you clean up, you have the scissors ready. If you need to cut the umbilical cord, leave like a 1/4 inch, I find is good. So then after that first puppy comes, you want to look, the other one could come, the next one rather, could come a half hour, an hour, even up to 2 hours. I've seen 3, I've seen 4, 5 hours, and the puppy comes out fine. But as a rule of thumb, you want puppies coming no more than every 2 hours. May be a concern, may not be a concern. These are some things you want to discuss with your vet, definitely. But after the first puppy is born, you'll be surprised to see when the next puppy's coming. The mom is normally very aware of the puppy that was born as she's anticipating and having contractions and in heavy labor, and the next puppy's coming out. Well, I don't really see them too often harm the puppy that's out already. Sometimes they do. If they're moving around, it gets a little too wild for them, but normally not. And of course, you're going to be there, and you're going to keep them calm and all that stuff there, right? So just throughout the process, you're continually talking to the mom, good girl, kiss sound, all that stuff there that they pay much attention to. And also I like to encourage nursing between the individual whelps, right? In between the individual puppies, I like to encourage nursing. And that's, they say helpful for bringing on contractions and all that, maybe so, but equally important and definitely a fact is that the puppies are getting nourished. And so if it's a long labor and the first puppy that came out isn't nursing between, the initial birth, its own birth, and then the last puppy, well, that's not good. You want the puppies to feed along the way. So you may put a puppy on to nurse, it may start nursing, then the mom jumps up, she thinks she's having another puppy. She may have another puppy right at that time, she may not, she may lay back down, put the puppies back up there, and encourage them to nurse again, right? So that's what I would say as far as once the puppies start to come. Other than their safety, you want to make sure that they're nursing. And then I want to just mention, as far as emergency situations, how to recognize an emergency situation. And so, of course, again, I'm not a vet. Refer to your vet before you even have a male and a female. You want to check this out with your vet. Read online. I have the AKC veterinary book, and I have another veterinary book, and it talks about all the different health issues, of course, whelping and pregnancy and all that stuff there. So you want to know some of the complications that may be emergencies where you need to get to your vet. And so a few things there: a stillborn puppy. If your first puppy and second puppy, you get some stillborn puppy as well, you probably want to get your dog in the car and go to the vet. And make sure you know a vet that's open 24 hours. If the mom goes and delivers at midnight or 2 in the morning, which happens about 50% of the time in my experience, maybe even more, you want to know a vet that's open, an emergency hospital veterinarian that's open 24 hours. And you want to be prepared, have your car prepared, close by, and all that too, if you need to get the mom in there. And so breech puppies, that's another thing, could be a potential emergency. They can come out fine, no problem. Breached, or it may be a big problem for the mom. It's a lot bigger when the puppy is backwards, when the hind legs come out first, for the mom to push that puppy out. Now some moms can handle it fine. Some have more difficulty with it. So if she struggles with one, and then the other, say the next one, and the next one is born head first, then that's okay. But if you see several contractions, a series of contractions, and no puppies are coming out, that puppy may be breached, and the mom just can't push it out, and that's an emergency situation. There, you want to get your dog rather, to the vet. And then I mentioned a little bit too, over 3 hours between delivering a puppy. They say 2 as a rule of thumb is good. 3, I've seen more and no problem. I've seen, I think I want to say 8 hours one time, and the puppy was born fine as can be. But in some cases that is the exception rather than the rule. So you want to be real careful. And so then I would say too that don't be worried. Typically the moms do not eat for a day or 2 days after they have the litter. So try to give her some water in the box. She'll probably take some water after 12 hours. You can try it at 6 hours, 2 hours. You can try it whenever you want to try it. But have a bowl of water on hand and offer that to the mom. A lot of times they won't even come out of the box for 24 hours. A new mom rather, I've seen them say in the box, I had to put a collar on them and get them out of the box. And so, because they wouldn't get out like 2 days. So they drank a little water, but they didn't have bowel movement. And they just stayed in the box, and that's too long there. 2 days is too long. So be mindful of that. Don't worry if it's 18, 24 hours. That's I've seen that's pretty regular. But much more than that, I would again think about encouraging the mom to come out of the box. And so, talking about the collar, I take the collars off once they are even near whelping, even near delivery. I take the collars off. So if I have to get them out at that point, once they're in the box with the litter, then I put a little slip leash on them and take them outside. You don't want a collar on the mom during the delivery. So that's a lot of stuff there. There's more things that I could tell you about the whole process, but I think I covered a lot of the critical stuff. And of course, I trust the Lord, and I pray that my puppies are born healthy and the mom's healthy. And I encourage you to know what that's all about there too. The Lord knows, and that's above all. So we're talking about some of the stuff here on the ground, but we need to look up to the Lord in all things. And so certainly in this instance, And so, well, see Rosa here, she's really getting ready any day. Again, she could have gone already as far as like when she actually first mated, but you can't always know the timing as far as the ovulation, because the gestation starts at ovulation, not at fertilization, which, unless you do the progesterone test, you can't really be too sure when they ovulate. And even with the progesterone, it could be off a day or two. And then, of course, the duration of the gestation period, that's got a window too. That's got the biggest window, really. It could be 58 to 67 days. Could be more. Could be 70 days in totally healthy litter. You don't want it really any more than that, or even they say, excuse me, they say 67 days, and you definitely don't want it before 58 days. But you don't know all those things. There's some variables in there, and just throwing some of those days and times out to you. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. Someone had asked. I hope they let them know I'm putting this video up. A customer had asked about that on YouTube here, and I thought, well, I'm going to make a video. So here we are. Well, thank you for subscribing, sharing, liking, comments, questions, and do appreciate the whole thing there, and it's good for me. It keeps me in the game here. Like, I'm going through all this stuff day in and day out, and it's helpful to me to rehearse these things, pass on knowledge I have, get information and knowledge from other people, as that's the case and all. And so it keeps things in perspective, and it's helpful to me, and I hope it's helpful to you. And until next time, the Lord bless you as you trust Him. Of course, this is George with Watchman German Shepherds. Have a great day.